At the studio, we love the swoosh of a tasseled edge. If swinging tassels do not suit your piece or the person for whom you've made it, you may prefer a plainer edge. And to achieve this, you can overcast the work as you make it. Leave enough warp for the fringe you want on each scarf. That is the one you've just made and the one you're starting. Additionally, leave some spare for the threads to relax and to make trimming easier later on. We end up leaving about 6 inches between two scarves. If you're at the beginning of your scarf, draw off some yarn from your bobbin, at least twice the width of the piece. Then weave 2 or 3 rows of plain weave, leaving the long end at the side where you're most comfortable to start your stitching. This is a personal preference. Thread a tapestry needle with the long end. On the edge that is towards you, count the number of threads that you prefer per bundle. We tend to use 6 or 8 on a 30 to 40 EPI set. It just depends on what sits nicely for your work. Take the needle under those threads, bringing it back up at the edge for the first stitch, and for the rest, bring it back to where it started the stitch. Then cross the woven rows diagonally to the spot which is at the far side of the woven rows and above the end of the bundle. Stitch down and return vertically under the edge. As you repeat this across the work, you'll settle into a rhythm. It can be helpful to hold the tail of the thread out of the way so that you can see what you're doing and keep things taut. Once you've woven to the length you want, finish with a couple of passes in plain weave, ending with the shuttle at the side where you prefer to start stitching. Run out another long tail and cut. This time you're making the stitches upside down, but the stitch is the same. Round the free threads across the last 2 or 3 rows of plain weave, back down vertically, and so on. At the end of the piece, sew the end backwards in a running stitch for a couple of inches. Another plainer edge can be achieved with a simple overhand knot. This works very well for thicker yarns. Washing. On the loom, the weaving is stretched and under tension. The fibers start to ease as soon as the work is taken off the loom, but completely relax when immersed in water. I use a small amount of pure soap and warm water to wash the scarves. Allow the weaving to soak for 15 minutes, squeeze the water through, rinse. If there's excess dye releasing into the water, keep rinsing until it's almost clear. Squeeze out gently or use an extractor, being careful not to overdo. Hang to dry. Iron the scarves before they're completely dry or use a powerful steam iron. I use relatively high temperature, no pressing cloth, and keep the iron moving. At this stage, you can watch the silk come to life. Trim the ends and celebrate your finished work.